about the existential therapy. We all know that existential therapy is anchored to Rollo May's existential theory. We'll be discussing about the background, even the framework of this therapy, as well as the therapeutic goals and what would be the application of it to all the clients who need this therapy.
Now we go to the existential world. So we do all know that existentialism comes from the Latin word existere, which means to stand out or to emerge. This philosophy springs up to the different parts of Europe and different philosophies of different view of existentialism. So this view is also in line with the phenomenological view of man, where the man is the center of all situations and thoughts and actions. This view holds that the individual is responsible of all of their choices and actions in their lives. Now we go to the most prominent philosophies or psychologists of the existential therapy. So first is Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl once says that love is the highest goal to which a man or human can aspire, and through our salvation is through love. So love is the end of all needs of all human beings. Then lastly is Rollo May. Rollo May once says that psychotherapists should be aimed at helping individuals discover the meaning of their lives and be responsible of their choices and take circumstances of their own life goals.
The key concepts of existentialism will be summed up in 6 main propositions of this theory. First is the capacity for self-awareness. We have the ability to be aware of ourselves. The greater our self-awareness, we'll have a greater possibilities for freedom. The next is the freedom and responsibility. Since we are basically free beings, we must accept our responsibility that accompanies our freedom. The next is the identity and relationship. We come to know ourselves in relation to knowing and interacting with others. The fifth is the search for meaning. Our meaning in life serves as our motivation to keep striving for our existence. The sixth is the death and non-being. Death is also a basic human condition, and awareness of it gives significance for our living.
Of existential therapy is to assist clients on how they solve their problems in alternative ways and to be responsible for it. This therapy entails therapeutic alliance wherein deeper emotional contact within the therapist and the clients is needed because it believes that the change starts within the therapy. At the end of the sessions, clients are more expected that they are more aware of themselves and they already their own life.
In the year 2010, Van Gersen suggests several kinds of therapeutic intervention, and 3 of those would be silence, questioning, and making interpretation. Silence is something wherein there should be a space between the client and therapist, wherein questioning should have much more on probing for more information of the client, and making interpretation of those, number 3, making interpretation of those things that are being gathered to the clients. Also, according to Gersen, there are phases of existential group. Number 1 is the initial phase, wherein you clarify, the therapist clarify the assumption of the clients to the world. Next would be the middle phase. The middle phase is wherein the therapist encourage to know the belief system of the clients. And last is the final phase, wherein it is all about the application of what would be the belief system of the clients and being applied in the real world. To fully understand this therapy, we will be now learning about the clients who are appropriate for this therapy. Number 1, developmental crisis, those people who have developmental crisis, experiencing grief, confronting death, facing major life decision, struggle for identity, coping with disappointments, coping with failures, dealing with increased physical limitations as one ages.
We are responsible for our own choices.
I guess we are who we are for a lot of reasons and will never know most of them. But even if we do not have the power to choose where we come from, we still have the chance to choose where we go from there. The perks of being a wallflower.
We are what we choose to be.
We drive our own destiny.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel